What's up, guys? This is Josh Sampson from Unprofessional MMA, and you know what? I just made this channel tonight, so I thought, why not start banging out some videos, get some content out there. So I thought, why not give my thoughts, it's the end of the year, get my thoughts on Fighters of the Year. Now, I'm going to pick a male fighter for 2017 and a female fighter for 2017, and both of them, I will say, will be UFC fighters, just because I don't follow Bellator or, One Championship or World Series of Fighting or Rising well enough to really evaluate whether they've had such a successful year as these other two fighters, but I thought I'd just give my opinions and then, explain why. So starting off, we'll do the male fighter 2017. I'm gonna have to give it to the interim, actually, I guess he's got upgraded now to full middleweight champ, Robert Whittaker. I picked Whittaker over, I should say, like the other one contender I was thinking of, I think ESPN picked Max Holloway, which is definitely a great choice. He beat Jose Aldo twice this year, which is obviously no small feat. That's great. But since he beat the same fighter twice, and he's the younger fighter, which Chael Sonnen has a great quote saying that, like, once a younger fighter beats an older fighter or finds out how to beat an older fighter, the next time they fight, he just beats them quicker, which, is the same round. But kind of going by that logic, I kind of saw this coming. Not to say, oh, I'm so smart, I predicted it. But, and it was it wasn't, I can't remember when Jose Aldo hopped on and Frankie Edgar got injured, but it was a short notice fight. Not like, not like a week notice, but it was a shorter notice fight. So, yeah, Max Holloway beat the same guy twice. That's why I didn't give it to him. Demetrius Johnson's another one because of his titles, or his records, I should say, that he broke. Which, love you, Demetrius, but I feel the level of competition you were facing, definitely the scrappiest. I mean, Ray Borg was a monster in that fight. Like, he couldn't do anything, but he was trying the whole time, and he refused to tap from that armbar, so that was crazy. But yeah, I had to give it to Robert Whittaker because of his spectacular knockout of Jacare Souza, which, Ronaldo Jacare Souza, I should say, which you can argue maybe he doesn't deserve it as much because that Jacare fight, I believe Jacare just beat, was it Tim Bosch by submission, like, a few weeks earlier, maybe a month earlier. So Jacare was in camp for a long time. His body may have been breaking down. He made it up in the 100% or the best Jacare there was. But Whittaker just smoked him, just destroyed him. And Jacare got the back, and Whittaker just like, oh, nope, and just dumped him off. Great performance. And then he beat Yoel Romero. No one has done that yet in the UFC. He just completely, I don't want to say, I don't want to say outclassed him, because the first two rounds, Yoel, I believe, definitely won. But even Whittaker fucked up his leg in the fight and continued to fight and ended up winning it. Showed a lot of heart, showed perseverance, showed some pretty great cardio. Was fighting the whole time. Showed his great wrestling skills, which I believe I read he qualified for the Australian wrestling team, Olympic wrestling team, which I don't know how much Australia's known wrestling team, like their Olympic wrestling team level wise, but hey, he qualified for an Olympic team, so that's some pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, so I gave it to Robert Whittaker as my male fighter of the year. So now my female fighter of the year, kind of obvious, but I'm going to give it to Rose. I always mess up her last name. Rose Namajunas, or Namajunas, is that it? Actually, now that I say it, sounds kind of right. Rose Namajunas. Obviously, she flatlined the undefeated, unbeatable champ, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And, it was crazy. She's been up and down in the UFC, but she's young. Oh, I should also mention, both these fighters are incredibly young, which really adds to what they did. They're both, I think Whittaker's maybe like 27 and Rose is like 24. Don't quote me on that, but you should look that up yourself. Both very young fighters accomplishing so much at such a young age. But yeah, Rose, she beat Michelle Waterson first, who Michelle Waterson is like 2-2 in the UFC, and her first fight was against Angela, the princess or the queen or whatever her name is, Magna, who obviously shouldn't be in the octagon. She shouldn't even be fighting. She's just terrible. But she's the girl who got punched in the face by Cyborg and then tried to sue her about it. You know all that. But, yeah, so I picked Rose. She beat Michelle Waterson in spectacular fashion, and then dropped her with a head kick and then choked her out, and then beat Joanna by knocking her out in the first round, which, like, she was training a lot with Valentina Shevchenko for that fight, who Valentina Shevchenko has beaten, who's beaten Joanna in Muay Thai, and I think twice, and they've known each other decently well from that, or I shouldn't say know each other decently well, but she knew her fighting style and things like that. So she did have a great camp, able to prepare for that, but still, it shocked the world. I mean, if you remember DC, Daniel Cormier was just going Thug Rose for like 5 minutes because he didn't know what to do. No one knew what to do. No one saw it coming. But yeah, that's my female fighter of 2017. My male fighter of 2017, as I said, middleweight champion Robert Whitaker. I've been babbling long enough. This is already 5 minutes. This probably should have been a 2 minute video, but oh well, what the fuck ever. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. This is Josh Shams with Unprofessional MMA. I'm out.